Hi friends, so now we are going to discuss about the important concept of our internet world. So that is www and internet, www and internet. About this, we are going to have a small introduction and its important concepts and how it is being created and so on. Shall we move into the topic? Okay. What is an internet? Actually, whenever I'm starting to transfer data between different types of computers, that is called as an internet, right? If I'm going to access the same data within my system, it is nothing but a private communication. If I'm going to transfer the data between a system to system, or if I'm going to transfer the same data between a mobile to a computer, or from a mobile to a mobile, or from mobile to the TV, okay, television. So how this is possible? It is with the help of this internet. Okay, so internet is a important concept where we are making different computers. Okay, not only two computers, I'm talking about multiple enormous amount of computers are connected together so that easy transmission of data. Okay, so easy transmission of data is being possible now in this world by using this internet connection. Can you follow? So internet is nothing but a global system that connects computers worldwide, enabling communication. There is not only data transmission, any types of files, right? We are transporting now not only data, sounds, films, musics. Okay, any type of data is being transported now easily by using this internet facility. So internet is called as a global system that is used for connecting multiple devices around the world. Now we are in an Gen Z era, that is, we are able to transfer the data between different devices. Okay, so see what is the advantage of using this internet? Connecting people and devices globally. Just now I told. So main use is nowadays we can easily transfer the data without the help of any papers. Within a fraction of a second, we can able to transfer the data between different computers, right? So this creates an impact in enabling communication, learning, and business areas. So this internet facility is helpful for making any type of communication, learning process, business in all types of environment in an easier way. Okay, so it has become an emerging technology, not an emerging technology. It is now an important technology, or it is a backbone for all the businesses that we are doing in this current trend. Okay, so this internet is also supporting digital services as well as cloud platform. So what is this cloud platform? I think now everybody are having an knowledge about cloud environment, Google Drive. Everybody are using Google Drive, right? What is the use of this Google Drive? It is going to provide a networking storage. If you're having a networking storage or network drive, we can easily transfer that files to any people. Okay, so cloud environment. Can you follow? Google Drive is a best example for this cloud environment. Next is digital services, that is through digital phones, mobiles, desktops, laptops, tablets. Also, we are implementing this internet facility. Okay, so how this internet facility is being done? Already I told it is nothing but a data transmission. So internet is data transmission. So this data transmission is possible by using some standard communication protocols. What is a protocol? So protocol is nothing but a standard. Okay, it is a standard through which we are following certain rules for transmitting these data between different devices. Okay, so already I told it is a backbone for modern digital life. So without internet, now people are in a position of unsurvival. Even a kid has started to use mobile phone and he has started to transmit any type of data. That is example is WhatsApp, Insta and so on. All our data communication is all our internet. Without internet, we cannot able to live our life, right? So see, this is a simple diagram that explains how the internet is being connected or it is being interconnected. See, music is being transmitted. Okay, Insta, videos, YouTube, everything is being transmitted around the world with the help of net. How actually the internet is being formed? How this word internet is being evolved? So that is being explained with this small history. So internet actually was originated in the year 1916 with the development of ARPANET. So the expansion of ARPANET is Advanced Research Project Agency Network. In the military environment, okay, it was being started in the military organization under the word called as Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. Okay, so what it did is, first as an initiative, a small code is being designed in order to make some certain computers to make some data transmission. See, multiple computers to communicate within a single network. Okay, so it was being achieved under this ARPANET. It is a small military organization. Actually, in this military organization, to make the data transmission only within the army level, they started to research and they found out this concept of internet. So, army is a single network. They have a single network. So, in that single network, they started to make a data transmission and it was successful. Okay, so what type of technology it was using is packet switching. What is called as a packet switching? The data is being broken up into different packets and it is being transmitted efficiently. For example, if I want to transmit thousands of data, if I want to transfer thousands of data, it will not support. Sometimes the data may be getting lost. In order to avoid that, the thousands of data or the messages are being split up into different small packets, and they attach the destination address as same and the source address as same, and they started to transmit. Can you follow? And since the data was very less, it had a good faster efficiency of getting transmitted in the path. So all the packets went to the destination without having any loss. Okay, so this type of technology is called as packet switching. There are multiple switching techniques, but here in the history of the internet or as a faster technique, they used packet switching, friends, right? See, as I said, the first research was made between two computers using ARPANET in military organization. As the first step, only two computers were connected and they successfully transmitted the data using this packet switching concept. So from that time, internet technology word has been got. Normally you see how an internet is being set up. What are all the requirements for making an internet connection? Nowadays in your homes, okay, in all the environment, we are using an internet connection. For example, Wi-Fi connection we are using, mobile data connection we are using, and wired connection. Everything is being used casually, right? How this establishment is being made? So to make an internet connection, we need a physical infrastructure. Okay, so they are wires. These are all called as wires, optical fiber cables, copper wires. So by using these wired for making connections, we can easily set up an internet connection. Okay, so optical fiber cables is one type of a wire connection and copper wire is another type of a wire connection through which we are able to connect physically different devices. Okay, now what are the different types of networking systems available? So they are LAN, WAN and MAN. So what is this LAN? And what is this WAN and what is this MAN? So LAN stands for local area network, WAN stands for wide area network, and MAN stands for metropolitan area network. So LAN is nothing but if you want to make a network connection only within an organization or within a building, I can use LAN. That is total amount of computers that is being connected with the network. If it is only limited, 1000 computers or 500 computers alone, if I want to make a connection in an organization, I can use this LAN. What is this MAN? So MAN is nothing but metropolitan area network. Within a city, okay, or within a country, within a city, if I want to make certain connections, within a state, if I want to make some connections, I can go for a MAN, metropolitan area network, a single network having or sharing its data to the whole city having different computers. It may be lakhs, millions of computers present in one city. Okay, what is WAN? Wide area network. Okay, it is called as wide area network. It is going to provide or share the data to the whole world. Okay, to the whole world. That is called as WAN. So LAN is the smallest within an organization. MAN is having a data sharing net within the city or within a country or within a state. WAN is having a worldwide connection. Right? If we go for mobile technologies, okay, this is for system and mobile. For mobile technologies, if we are going, we can use different types of internet connectivity. So they are 2G, 3G, 4G and Wi-Fi. I think all know about all these things. In your mobile, if you see in the top right corner, these words will be there: 2G, 3G, 4G and Wi-Fi connection. Suppose these types of wireless connections are there, only your mobile can be accessed. Okay, so these are all wireless connections or wireless net facilities that is being provided for your wireless devices, not only mobile, any wireless devices having a active Wi-Fi connection or 2G, 3G data transmission, we can use these things, right? So all these types of wireless net connections is also depending on physical cable networks to function. Physical cable network function has to be done in order to make this wireless connection possible. Physical cable is nothing but optical fibers, copper wires must be present. Beyond that, we are using this wireless connection. For example, towers. We are seeing different types of towers in different areas, right? So towers are having wireless connection with this physical networks. Can you follow? So these two wires as well as wireless connections are interlinked within each other in order to make this net facility possible. Can you follow? Right. So now we will go for the next step. ICANN, that is Internet Corporation of Assigned Names and Numbers. So this is an official organization, government organization based USA. In USA, this company is present. So it is helpful for providing internet accessing. Okay, ICANN is one type of an organization that is helpful for providing internet connections to our systems, right? So they are IP addresses, DNS, and global protocols to ensure smooth connectivity. IP addresses, domain name system, global protocols to have smooth data transmission occurring worldwide, right? How it is possible? So now we will see how the internet is going to work. So it is going to work under the client server model. So client, what is a client and what is a server? So device such as laptop or smartphone is connected to the internet. Okay, server is nothing but it is called as a powerful computers that stores websites and the data. Okay, so we will see how it is going to work by means of a simple diagram. So client is us through which laptops or through smartphones we are making connection to the internet. Server is a huge storage area from where the data that we request is being coming back to us. So from the diagram you see we have four components. So it is browser, DNS, web server and the database server. So browser is the area where we are operating. Clients. So here we are entering the URL and we are placing the request. So URL is nothing but English-like statements that we are providing. So www.google.com and Amazon websites that we are going to type. So all those English-like statements we are sending as a request through browsers as a client. So next we will see what is called as a DNS. So as I told, DNS is a domain name system which is used for converting the English-like statement into a series of IP address. So IP address is nothing but a series of numbers. Okay, so which is being easily recognized by the computers. English-like statements are converted into one IP address. So we will see what is an IP address in the next slide. Next is a web server. Okay, so the IP address that is being converted is passed to the server. See, the request is sent to the server. So server, what it will do, it is going to hold the list of websites. So from that respective websites, we must have to get the data. Okay, so it will identify that website that is IP address and it is transferred to the database server in order to get the respective data, that is the exact data that the client is accessing. So the data is queried from the database and then that respective data what the client is accessing from that website or requesting from that website is transmitted back to the server, friends. Can you follow? Right. So from the browser, we are sending it to the DNS. So DNS is getting the series of numbers for the respective google.com IP address. So that IP address is identified by the web server and the respective data for that website is being accessed from the database server and it is being traveled to the browser, friends, right? So now we will see it's step by step working. As we discussed in the diagram, the steps are being represented over here. Just keenly watch it. The client sends a request through a browser. Browser is nothing but the web page through which we are accessing, right? Then now what will happen? The server identifies a website using its IP address. That is, the URL English-like statement is converted into a series of numbers which is called as an IP address. Who is converting? DNS. So DNS converts the given user-defined domain name into an IP address. This request, actually what client I am requesting, so that request is passed to the correct server. Okay, correct server is nothing but the server which is holding the respective URL which I need. The server processes the request and returns the web page. Can you follow? This is the order through which the client and server is communicating in an internet. So this is a simple example. Just read this example, you will be able to understand. What is the use of an Aadhaar card? So Aadhaar card is a number which is used around India in order to identify that I am the citizen of India by using this number. So this number will be unique for each and every people in our country, right? So if my name is for example XX, I will be having some number which is unique number which will not be present to anybody. Similarly, DNS is used to find the correct IP address. So DNS is nothing but helpful for converting the user-defined name, user-defined URL, user English defined URL into a correct IP address so that it will be accessed and provided to the client. Can you follow? So each and every URL, that is google.com, microsoft.com, Amazon, everything will be having the IP address, so that IP address is correctly recognized and is being provided to the respective client friends, right? That's all. What are the different types of data transmission? See, we can access the internet through mobile or through wired internet. That is wireless or mobile or wired internet. If I'm going to use a wireless internet, how the process is being done? So the connection is established by using optical cables first, and from optical cable it is moving to towers, and it is moving to the devices through some invisible waves through air. From the wire it is moving to the towers. What is a tower? So tower is present in the respective different areas. Okay, so from the wire it is moving to the tower through some invisible connection, and it is moving from the tower to the devices to whom I am accessing, right? Next is wired internet. What is wired internet? Fiber optics or any connection. It is cable wire, any wire. I'm using optical cable or fiber optic. So from there it's moving to a router device, that is router device. From there it is moving to an ethernet cable, and from there it is moving to the computer. Router is nothing but a Wi-Fi device. I think all might have seen it, Wi-Fi device. So from there it is moving to some ethernet cables, and from there it is moving to a computer. Can you follow? This is the basic difference between mobile internet and wired internet. Now we are moving to the meaning of IP address. So IP address stands for Internet Protocol Address. So it is a unique identifier for each and every URL what I am typing. This IP address is provided by ISP, Internet Service Provider, is providing this IP address. As I told, it is a digital identity similar to a Aadhaar card or similar to a PAN card. So example format you see, for example, if I type as www.google.com, it is converted into an IP address format. See, 192.154.3.29. Okay, so just you just remember, so this is the range of the IP address. That is for each digit, for each decimal digit, 192 is starting from 0 to 255. Any combinations of numbers you may able to get. If it is 154 now, it is having the range from 0 to 255. So each and every point is having the range from 0 to 255 numbers. In these numbers you may get as an any IP address, right? Now IP address are of four types. Okay, static IP address, dynamic IP address, public IP address, and private IP address. So what is called static IP address? It is a permanent. Static means it is constant, we cannot able to change it. So this is a permanent IP address which is assigned by an ISP, and it is manually configured. What is called manually configured? For example, I may have my own organization, a small office, and I want to create a permanent IP address which should not be changed by the DNS or by the ISP. So I will be requesting the ISP office, and I will give one IP address series, and what they will do is ISP will be approving that IP address and will be providing it to me. No other URLs or no other organizations will be using this IP address. So this is I am creating for my own company. What is dynamic IP address? It is an IP address automatically assigned from the pool by a router that changes periodically. See, first understand, whenever I'm giving a URL, that is whenever I'm giving as any website name, Google, Amazon, as I told, Meesho, or any other website, Microsoft. So whenever each and every time when I just type the URL, at that moment of time, a random IP address will be created and it will be provided or assigned to my client side. Okay, so how how this assignment is done is by using this protocol which is called as DHCP. The expansion for DHCP is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Okay, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So the role of this protocol is to randomly create from millions of IP addresses. I just told the range is in 0 to 255 having 4 places. From that 4 places having the combinations, it will create any one of the IP address and it will provide an assigned to my client browser website. Okay, so until I log out, that IP address will be held up for my navigations, right? What is a public IP address? So it is a public IP address are globally unique. Okay, it is globally unique identifiers assigned by ISPs for internet connection. It is similar to a dynamic IP address. As I told, whenever I am making a connection to the respective URL, a unique or random IP address is created, isn't it? So that IP address will change from time to time. Okay, so as it is created like that, it is called as a public IP address. So it is common for all the people whoever they are logging. For them, the IP address is created in random. What is called private IP addresses? It is used locally within the network. Similar to static, it can be related to static IP address. As I told, right, isn't it? So this IP address only within the limited area, no other people can be accessed. Can you follow? So private IPs are hidden from the internet and it is reusable, while IP addresses, public IPs are visible externally, private and public. Can you understand now the meaning? Right. So next we will go for www. So what is the meaning of World Wide Web? It is an expansion. So it is a collection of web pages and documents accessed through URL. Meaning is a website holding collection of web pages. For example, Amazon.com. I'll take it as an example because many of us are using Amazon.com. Whenever I'm just opening that website, you can access buying pages, selling pages, cost pages, picture pages, cart pages, and so on. So all these web pages are belonging to the website. It is called as www.amazon.com. So it is nothing but it is called as a www. For example, see www.periyauniversity.org. So it is the complete URL and its content is a part of www. Meaning is World Wide Web is a collection of websites having its respective collection of web pages. Can you understand? World Wide Web is holding millions of websites that is being created. Amazon, Meesho, Google, Microsoft and so on. Periyar University, all are having its own websites and collection of web pages of its respective websites are being interlinked within each other. That is called as a World Wide Web. In short, if we want to tell this, World Wide Web is a collection of web pages present in websites. Can you follow? Right. It serves as an information retrieval system where documents are linked using hypertext or hypermedia. Hypertext is nothing but collection of images, videos, etc. All we are accessing, isn't it? That's what we mean. Allows the users, 1 minute friends. It allows the users to click on words, anything we can do, right? Easily access the informations. Okay. World Wide Web was created by Tim Berners-Lee in the year 1989. Okay, at CERN to help the researchers to collaborate efficiently in order to make the passage of information between different types of people in indulging in researches. Okay, for those people, Tim Berners-Lee introduced this World Wide Web concept in 1989 and the World Wide Web Consortium was later established for its continued development. The word World Wide Web then turned into as a consortium W3C in order to improve the development of this research for multiple people all around, right? This is the difference between the World Wide Web and Internet. Just read it out, you'll be able to understand, friends. www is nothing but having all the web pages and the web documents are stored in the World Wide Web to find all that stuff you will have as a specific URL for each website. As I told, it is a collection of websites and each website is holding its own collection of web pages, right? What is internet? It is a global network of computers that is accessed by World Wide Web. Can you understand? So internet is helping for making these websites to be accessed. For that I need internet. Computers has to be connected. So World Wide Web is a service. It is an infrastructure. So to use this URL, I need a net connection. Can you follow? So World Wide Web, it is a subset of internet. So without internet, I cannot access this URLs, isn't it? If I am on the mobile data only, I will be accessing the URLs. I can be able to access the WhatsApp. I can be able to access the Insta, whatever it is, right? So I need a net connection. So internet is a superset, www is a subset. So World Wide Web is software oriented, it is a hardware oriented. Just now we saw how internet connection is established, towers, optical cables, 2G, 3G, 4G, Wi-Fi, routers and so on. But World Wide Web is a collection of websites having collection of web pages. World Wide Web uses HTTP. It uses IP addresses. Can you follow IP addresses? Okay. The World Wide Web can be, what is, 1 second friends, I'll explain you what is HTTP. So it is Hypertext Transmission Protocol. So under web page, if I open, I can see text, I can see images, I can see music, I can see videos. So all mixture of contents are present in web pages. How it is possible to access all those things, or how it is possible to create? It is with the help of this standard protocol HTTP, Hypertext Transmission Protocol. IP address is nothing but user defined, English like statements, google.com. If I type in English, it is converted into a set of digits, 4 place digits. It is called as an IP address, right? Next difference, World Wide Web can be considered as a book from the different topics inside a library. It is just an example. The internet can be considered a library. Okay, if I have a library only, I can be able to access the books. Okay, understand? If I have the network connection called as library, then only I'll be able to go inside the library and access the books. So books are www. The library infrastructure is my net. Okay. Example for www is websites, e-commerce and blogs. Example for internet is network connecting all the online services. So friends, that's all about the meaning of internet and www. We just had a detailed description and explanation. So now we'll be having a clear idea what is called as an internet and www. So with this, I will wind up the session, friends, right? Thank you.